Welcome back. This is Caveman.
And this is Tanya.
And this is Posers Only Pokes. That's right. Well, Tanya, how were your holidays?
You know what? They were great. I made a turkey. She was fat.
That's how we like them, huh? That's right.
How were your holidays?
They were excellent. You know, I just want to give a thanks to our viewers out there, the haters, and the people that love us. You know, shout out to them.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
We're watching you.
Ready?
So today, for the last episode of the year, who do we got?
Today, we got the righty-tighty right-hand man.
Let's go meet them.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you guys, thank you for taking time out of your day to talk to us.
Thanks for having us.
Let's jump into it. What year did the band start?
In 2002, the original drummer and I had done some other projects, and he said he wanted to do like a hardcore band, and it was pretty different from what we were doing, but we gave it a shot, and that's when we started in 2002.
That was, Caveman, do my math, 22 years ago?
22 years ago? Just about, yeah.
I'm bad at math.
It's been a minute.
You guys put out any music?
Well, we did an EP last year. You can stream it and stuff. We've done 100 different demos. This lineup here, oddly enough, we haven't recorded with this particular lineup, even though we've played on and off together for years. You know, we've had a lot of different lineup changes. So we've done a lot of demos. We have an EP that you can stream called Now That We're Dead, and we're going to be doing some songs turn of the year.
Just bouncing off that question, so you guys been around about give or take 20 years, right? Hey, we're not that good with math out here. Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to ask, you guys ever toured out of the city?
Now we've played San Francisco. We've played like down south, like almost all the way to the border. Mostly we've played around here, to be honest. I mean, we've played some stuff in the desert and shit like that. Yeah. We are trying to put together some different stuff for next year that we haven't been able to do. I think we're at a point now where even though we have a lot more responsibility, like with some planning, we have the money and we have a little bit of time, so it's easier for us to do it, whereas before we didn't have too much money, or, you know, we'd be living off, you know, Taco Bell or whatever.
Hey, definitely that. You know, you don't want to do that. I mean, it's possible, it's doable, but hey, you don't want to suffer like that out there, you know? You guys say that you guys been out and for, like you guys said, 20 years. You guys been on and off, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's happened is we go hard for a few years, and then people end up doing other bands, or, you know, like oddly enough, when we were playing a whole lot, like about 15 or 16 years ago, everyone in the band was really going through a crazy ass time in life. I mean, everyone in the band had really gnarly personal problems, like the type of problems that would prevent you from being in a band, but for whatever reason, that was like the catalyst for the band to go. So, you know, I was going through a divorce, you know, everybody else was an active alcoholic and going through drug addiction and, you know, bankruptcies and all kinds of shit like that. And, you know, the one common thread we had was the band. And, you know, we're regrouped now, and everybody's in a better place. And we, you know, struggles are struggles, right? But yeah, we've been on and off. I think we've been back for just about 2 years this time around. Really, it's kind of like going back to that girlfriend, you know, like, you know, it ain't right, but, you know.
You see the red flags, but
yeah,
you know,
like,
you're still gonna go for
like
it.
you know, these guys are crazy as fuck, and they know that I'm crazy as fuck, but, you know, we love each other anyway. So.
We gotta get this shit out. This shit doesn't, it stays in you, and what this band was, when we were all fucked up, we played like we're menacing. We were just, you know, on fire, and now we're able to be on fire with clear heads, and that's the difference. And feels good this time. I remember it now.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's always good, you know, to keep never forget the fire that brought you to where, you know, like that made you want to play and shit, you know. That's important.
So you guys have played up and down California, it seems. What has been the craziest thing you've seen at a show so far? You can tell me stories. I love this.
You know, it's been a lot of stuff that's happened. I mean, one time in particular, you know the time I'm talking about, we we played this spot, and it was in Anaheim, and the promoter came like 2 hours after the show was supposed to start, and everyone was drinking in the parking lot, and there was this local like little gang, or like, you know, kids that were thinking they were in a gang, and it was weird because they were like trying to fight with us when we were not trying to fight with them, and the one guy was like, he knocked over a table full of drinks that I paid for, and I was like, fuck that, you know what I mean? And I told homeboy, and he was a big dude, I said, hey man, you know, fucking be cool, man, and have fun, but, you know, be cool. And he was like, fuck you, and I was like, all right. And so we started playing again, and they were doing weird shit when we were playing, and we weren't really having it, and they started throwing shit, so I was like, you know, we gotta go. So we pack up and we're leaving, and these guys are trying to, you know, have a problem with us, and we're just, you know, we don't want to fight with these guys. And this fucking dude comes to me, goes, hey, I forgot something. And I was like, oh shit, you know, we gotta go back inside, right? Because, you know, I don't want him to go back in by himself, because we were about to beef with this whole spot. And this guy who was starting the shit, he was at the bar, and Brian taps him on the shoulder, and the dude looks at Brian like he's never seen him before, and Brian goes, boom! And he fucking knocks him completely, knocks him, he's asleep before he even hits the ground. All these dudes come running, but they're all so fucked up that they don't realize that, like, we are the guys that they're fighting with. And he comes walking out, and I'm standing at the door, and the guy goes, hey, where'd they go, fool? I'm like, they went that way. we actually went that way, but I mean, shit like that. Just because, you know, some people go to shows to have fun, and some people go to shows to flex or act tough or whatever. I mean, we're from where it is tough, you know what I mean? So we're there to have fun. We're not there for bullshit.
You know, like, I feel like nowadays it's you guys are older, right? I mean, you guys been around. No disrespect, you know. Hey, no disrespect to the old heads out there, you know. I just want to say it. But hey, you know, like, it's a whole different vibe from what you guys experienced when you guys were like 20 compared to what's going on now, you know. Do you guys feel like a lot of people lost the plot as like what punk rock stood for, I guess, back in the day?
You know, I grew up, you know, I was born in 1971, so like I grew up with bands like AC/DC and Cheap Trick and Kiss and stuff like that was the music that I was listening to before, like new wave and punk rock. Like when new wave and punk rock came, it was kind of the same thing. Like the harder bands, they would call those bands punk bands, and the more like things that could be played on the radio would be called new wave, but it was the same shit. And the original, like the OG punk rockers who were like into the Clash and the Ramones, which I love those bands too. You know, my generation was after theirs, and we came with hardcore. So they were like, oh, that's not punk rock, you know, and it's different, and, you know, and what's funny is I was like, fuck you, man, like, you don't know shit, you know. And then I got a little older, and I start hearing these bands, and I see these kids doing crowd killing and all this shit, and I don't understand. I'm like, that's not punk rock. I'm like, oh, shit. So everything does come full circle, you know, and to me, man, as long as there's kids out there carrying it on and doing it, and they should put their own spin on it. They should do their own thing. I mean, I love to see, sometimes I'll see on Instagram, there's those kids that throw them shows up in LA under the bridge, there's fires and shit, and they don't give a fuck. Like, I mean, we used to do it with the backyard parties with the generator, or the punks before us would do it at laundromats and shit, and we grew up looking up to that. So we did our version, and the kids now, they're doing their version, and I'm happy that it's still going.
Yeah, we see that at our shows. We see the old heads that were there back in the day. We see the in between. You see them coming with their kids, and you see, we're in our 50s. We have mortgages. We have freaking families and shit like that. But the energy is still there. That we just can't shake it.
Yeah.
And so you hear it in the music. So the lyrics and the music, like, we look like normal dudes, but when we hear the music, it's a whole different thing, and people relate to that.
Yeah.
And so younger generations, if you're writing stuff that comes from the heart, that's real, that's not about singing about drinking beer and fucking getting laid. It's like, hey, here's fucking some real shit that happened to me. Yeah,
I know.
but yeah, we ain't gonna write a fucking song about it. But to your point, it's good to see there's interest that kids these days are still fucking down, and it's good. It feels good. And so we wonder when we got back together, will we have an audience?
Yeah.
Fucking we do. They're still there, and they're coming to shows, and the scene's alive. So
It's also a really trippy thing because we'll play backyard parties like up in LA, right when we first kind of got back together, we played a couple parties up in LA, and the kids all in fucking balloons and they're doing their thing, and I'm right, and I'm like, I kind of can't relate to it, you know what I mean? But we start playing and they start going fucking crazy and they're loving it, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. By the same token, like we played a couple months ago down in Sunset Beach at like a sports bar, like the place looks like Housewives of Orange County, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, I bet all these broads were hot like 20 years ago. They all got plastic surgery and shit and like Botox and all this. Hey, yeah, right. And I mean, hey, it's just different, right? And I'm thinking like, fuck, they're gonna hate it when we play. And we start playing and they're like dancing and bobbing their head. I'm like, it's just weird that like the young kids can kind of go, oh, okay, they know where it's coming from. And the people that are like our age and older, because these people were a little older than us, they probably grew up listening to the Sex Pistols and Black Flag and all that kind of shit too. So like, I used to be punk, or you know what I mean?
I used to be punk back in the day,
Yeah.
Hey, what's your jacket at, bro? And I was like,
Right. They sold it for heroin.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
When did you start the band? Like, when did you join?
So I was in this band before, I would say
30 years ago. Stop touching your titties.
Why does his titties jingle? When did you join the band?
so I was in this band before, I want to say probably like 13, 14 years ago, but I just recently rejoined probably like 2-3 months ago. I just came back into town, so.
Are you excited to be back?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I was familiar with the songs, and coming on board was pretty simple. It was just natural, I guess,
100% rehire rate.
Yeah, for sure. So,
You slid right in,
yeah.
All right, you guys, I'm going to set up a scenario, and I'm going to ask you a question, and you guys could feel free to answer however you want. Let's pretend we're going to a show. You guys are playing. I'm stopping at 7-Eleven, and I ask you, what do you want? What do you tell me?
Damn, probably Voodoo Ranger, IPA.
Something light.
4 buzz balls and a pack of cloves.
we had a bag of chicharron.
Some Bud Light, that's about it.
Shit, you can probably give me, I'll go classic, 40-ounce Mickey,
A 40-ounce Mickey.
Yeah, I gotta stick to the culture,
All right. I would get probably a Twisted Tea and a 12-pack for the boys.
Hey, respectable, I like that. Respectable.
And a cookie.
Maybe like a
The cookies are bomb.
The cookies are bomb.
I should have picked cookies.
Damn it.
Snickerdoodles especially.
And I agree. The bag of chicharrones, those are fire. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for playing for us once again. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Hell yeah. To my beautiful wife and my kids, to all my homies and all the homies I ain't met yet.
There you go.
To my brother Matthew for helping me lug my shit around, and mom and dad, and to all the boys that have backed me up throughout my musical career, I guess. So, yeah.
Shout out to my wife and my son Miles for letting me do this, letting Dad have some fun and get this stuff out of the system. Shout out to all my music loving friends, everybody that ever inspired me. fuck it, it's good to be here. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my friends and family. Been there for me all the time. Yeah.
Waiter schnitzel.
I want to give a shout out to Sideshow Studios for always making us feel at home, and to Radio Rancid.
And to all our camera staff in the back, Ziggy, Leo, hey, Tati, thank you for having us, the Slater Man.
Thanks, you guys. This has been a wonderful year of Posers Only.
And with that, will it have the right hand man close up 2024?
You guys let us know in the comments who you want to see next year, and we'll reach out to them and we'll see what's up.
And don't forget to subscribe, dog.
Posers out.
Late.
Salud.